Hey guys, Benjamin Ling, Altitude Capitalist here, just back from Dallas, and I wanted to do a quick review of the Dallas Card Show. I was in town for work for several days, and our office is fewer than 10 miles from where the Dallas Card Show is. So I went over there to check out and see what things were all about on Thursday night, and it was massive. I couldn't believe how big it was. It says there's 600 tables. There were not 600 dealers. Many dealers had multiple tables, probably 200 to 300 dealers, but still, biggest card show I've ever been to. The first card show I've been to in 25 years. So I want to mention a few things that I noticed about this card show. First of all, I'll start with the good things first. First of all, everyone was happy. People were really happy to be there, enjoying themselves, enjoying friends. I could see people reconnecting with folks they haven't seen in a while. I was sitting at the bar next to a guy that I met. His regular job is he owns a bad debt collections agency, but for fun, he has a baseball card brand that he essentially created, where he creates packages of cool cards that people buy, and they can get very valuable cards in some of these packages. And he's been selling those mainly through Instagram for a long time. And he was a really cool guy. Just by dumb luck, I sat down next to him and talked to him for a while. I didn't see many of the YouTube baseball card celebrities. I did see the guy from the Ohio card shop, the younger guy. I didn't talk to him. I don't hold him in much regard. I don't think he has a lot of business acumen. He's the guy who got over his skis collecting submissions to send to another person to send to PSA, which seems idiotic to me. I don't understand why anyone would send to a third party a PSA submission, much less send to a third party who then sends to another third party, then sends to PSA. It's just, I don't get it. But I saw him there. I didn't say anything to him. And then I also saw a guy who I've never seen any of his videos, but the Sports Card Radio folks say this guy's a dirtbag. So I didn't talk to him either, but I saw him there as well. At least I think I saw him, guy who looked like him. But everyone was super happy there. So it was fun to be there in an environment with so many people excited to be there, interested in the same thing. So I'm going to talk a few things about what I saw, what I didn't see, what surprised me, what didn't surprise me. No real order here, but I didn't see very much BBCE certified boxes. I thought I'd see a lot of those. I was actually interested in buying some if I came across the right product at the right price. It was almost non-existent, which surprised me. I saw one Marvel PMG card. There's a guy who I love on YouTube who talks a lot about baseball cards. He's really into Marvel PMG cards. He kind of loses me when he starts talking about those because I don't care about them. But I thought I'd see a whole bunch of them there. I literally saw one Marvel PMG card. In fact, I saw some Marvel basketball cards which depicted real basketball players, but they were branded Marvel or something like that. It was a little bit confusing, but a lot of what I saw was confusing for me as a guy who was at his first card show in 25 years. But any notion that these Marvel PMG, which stands for Precious Metal Gems, I've never heard of this until about 2 months ago. Any notion that these are very coveted and sought after things, very popular things, was laid to rest. They were essentially non-existent at this show. I saw lots of old cards. The most prominent old card I saw was Mickey Mantle. A lot of Mantles. And I talked to a couple guys who seem to sell a lot of Mantles, and I asked both these guys the same question. And I said, what's the ratio of Mantle to Mays that you sell? Because if you look at Mantle and Mays stats throughout their career, they're really, really close. The big difference is Mantle was a Yankee, and Mantle won a lot more championships than Willie Mays. Both these guys, and I asked these guys both the same question. I said, ballpark, what's the ratio of Mantle cards that you sell to Mays cards you sell? They both gave me the same answer, 10-1. They sell 10 Mantle cards for every Mays card that they have. The liquidity for Mantle cards it's a much more liquid card than anything else of these older vintage cards. Um, so I saw a lot of Mickey Mantle stuff, a lot of stuff from the 50s and 60s. Saw a lot of stuff from older than the 50s and 60s as well. I didn't see many tickets. I saw 2 or 3 guys that were selling PSA graded tickets. I thought tickets were a big thing. I've made a lot of money on eBay in the past couple months selling tickets, particularly because I think I got very lucky with some PSA submissions that I did. I got several 10s that came back. They sold for a lot of money. But I thought I'd see more people selling tickets. There were probably only a few people with any meaningful amount of tickets for sale. And I also didn't like that they didn't have prices on most of these things. When I was a kid, you went to a card show, there was a price on everything. And of course, all the prices were negotiable. But there's almost not a price on anything here. I didn't even want to talk to people about these because I had no idea. There was a really cool Lamar Jackson card that I liked from Baltimore. There's a really cool Lamar. I don't live there anymore, thank God. I live outside of Denver. But there's a really nice Lamar Jackson card I was talking to a guy about, and I asked him what it cost. It was a rookie patch auto, and he said 12. And I didn't know if he meant 12,000 or 1,200. I assumed he meant 1,200. And I was interested in it for $1,200. Having no idea what it was worth, but I thought it was a beautiful card. It was really cool. And I went on eBay and I looked. I did a little bit of research after I talked to the guy, and it was actually a $12,000 card, which is just absurd, totally absurd. What I did see an overwhelming amount of was the newer, I guess, wax packs that you call. It was absolutely ridiculous, the amount of this product that was out there, and the assortment is impossible to keep track of. It reminds me that Jeff Wilson, the sports card investor, he mentioned a few months ago something really eye-opening. He said that Panini had like 20 different brands. It's just ridiculous. I'm not sure anyone here who fought in Afghanistan knows what a jingle truck is. I felt like I was looking at the side of a jingle truck when I was walking past all these tables with this wide variety of all these different brands of baseball. You can't even keep them straight. It is absurd. People buying this stuff are no different than me buying 1990 Topps cards at shows 25 years ago, or however many years ago that was. This stuff is going to be worthless just because they say it's scarce, because this one-off brand that's created by Panini. If there's 50 different scarce rookie cards of a player, none of it is scarce. I mean, this is just ridiculous, the amount of garbage that's being produced right now under shiny labels, holograms, these farcically named Crackle, Refractor, Blue Ice. It's complete nonsense. And if you're buying this stuff, hopefully you're buying this stuff to sell it right away to someone else who's a greater fool than me, or greater fool than you, under the greater fool investment theory, where you buy something knowing you're a chump, but knowing there's another chump right around the corner that you can sell it to and make a buck off of, because none of this stuff is going to have any sustainable value. It's just completely absurd. One thing that I thought was interesting, I saw a new card, and it looked like a 1969 Topps card. It was $100. It was a player I've never heard of. His name is Ron Acuna Jr. And he's actually a very good player. I researched him after this. I know fewer than 5 current Major League Baseball players. Mike Trout, the great Japanese player who speaks through an interpreter. Blackman, he plays for the Rockies. I live in Denver. But those are the only Major League Baseball players that I know. But this was a Ron Acuna Jr. card. It looked just like a 1969 Topps card. It was $100. And then I saw some other modern cards that were modeled after these vintage cards, which I thought was very clever. I thought that was kind of neat. I liked seeing that because it reminded me of cars I was chasing when I was a kid. Um, but overall, these new cars are junk. You shouldn't be buying this stuff unless you're willing to sell it straight away and hopefully make a profit off of it. So those are my immediate reactions. I did buy some stuff. I bought some stuff for my third grade son to open. We got some political cards. We've got it was like something called POTUS, the first 35, which I think focused on the first 35 presidents. And there was the opportunity to get some autographed presidents in there. We did not get any autographed presidents. We also got another box of presidential cards that featured the 2016 election. So it had Crooked Hillary, it had Little Marco, it had Lion Ted, had a lot of Donald Trump stuff. I made a video about opening these. They were kind of junk also. I was hoping to get some autographs. They said you could get some autographs in those, but we didn't get any in the box that we bought. But we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun opening those. We made a video about that as well. So anyhow, that was my reaction to the Dallas Card Show. I was very fortunate. I happened to be in town for work for several days when this show was going on. It was very close to our office. So I headed over there on Thursday nights. I was hoping that I'd be able to see Jeff Wilson, the sports card investor, because in real life, he and I both work in similar lines of business. And I just would have appreciated the opportunity to talk to him. And if the great curator was there, I would have hoped to talk to him, but he wasn't there either. Or the personal finance dad, I was hoping to see him there. I didn't see him there either. Some of the guys that I enjoy watching on YouTube while I'm riding the Peloton bike. But I had a fun time there. If I'm in town again while the show's going on, I'm probably going to go again and hopefully buy some stuff. But that's all. That's my reaction to the Dallas Card Show. I hope people are having a very fun weekend at the Dallas Card Show that are down there right now. I flew back yesterday. But thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.